Given a problem that involves sort, and then in the denominator of this problem you notice that you have a sodic number. Generally, what we do is to rationalize in order to simplify that mathematical expression. Here on the board we have this question, root 2 plus 5 root 18 all over root 2 minus 5 root 18. And to simplify this, we need to rationalize. Possibly you are aware of the general method of rationalization. I want to add to your knowledge the Omaka's UDRL multiplication method of sub-rationalization, which you can use to quickly solve this problem. And so we are just going directly to what you should do if you find yourself in examination hall. Looking at this, we have this problem. So let me write it out. And so we are going to rationalize this. Like I said, I will be using the Omaka's UDRL multiplication method. The UDRL means up and down, right and left multiplication method. Quite interesting. Let us see how we do this. So we are going to multiply up and down this way, up and down this way. Between this up and down and this up and down, we have minus to separate them. Please take note, this is a technique. It's a method discovered. And so you have to follow through with mathematical signs that guide the process. Is that okay? So let us do the up and down multiplication first before I move on to right and left multiplication. Square root of 2 times square root of 2. Root 2 times root 2 is going to produce 2 for us. That, of course, is root 4, which is equal to 2 because 4 is a perfect square. We move on. Before then, I've done this up and down multiplication. Now, I am meant to put minus before I do the next up and down multiplication. Is that okay? I've decided to use blue shade of marker to show you the follow-come sign in this Omaka's UDRL multiplication method of sub-rationalization. 5 times minus 5 is going to give us minus 25. Then root 18 times root 18 is going to produce 18 for us. So this is times 18. Good. We are done with the up and down multiplication. Before moving on to the right and left multiplication, you introduce plus. So let us do the right and left. The right multiplication is this direction, and then the left multiplication is this direction. Is that okay? So you do right multiplication first. 5 root 18 times root 2. 5 root 18 times root 2. The root 18 times root 2 will produce root 36 for you. And you know sort 36. 36 is a perfect square. So the square root of 36 is going to produce 6. So that if you now have 5 times the 6, it will give you 30. So we have 30 in the right multiplication. Then before you do the left multiplication, you introduce minus. So we go on with the left multiplication, root 2 times minus 5 root 18 will produce minus 30. So we are done with the up and down, right and left multiplication method. We shall divide all this term by the difference of 2 squares using the denominator. Watch the denominator here. We have sort 2 and 5 sort 18. Take note, when you are dealing with the denominator, working with difference of 2 squares, don't bother yourself with this sign here. This sign could be plus. Here it is minus anyway, but it could be plus. We are not interested in the sign here. All we just have to do is pick this term, square root of 2, square it. And then just put minus. Is that okay? So even if this is plus, it doesn't matter. In the technique, you have to use minus, just difference of 2 squares. Then 5 root 18, we are going to square this. Good. This is all about the Omaka's UDRL multiplication method of sub-rationalization. Quite interesting. All we have to do there is just to simplify this term. Is that okay? So let us do that and see. Minus times minus will give us plus. Take note. So whatever you get here is going to be 2 plus the product of 25 and 18. 25 times 18 is going to give us 450. 450 plus 2 is 452. And so we are going to have 30 minus minus gives us plus. So 30 plus 30 is 60. So we're adding 60 to this whole term here, plus 60. And then divided by the difference of 2 squares you have here. Square root of this sort 2. The square root class of this square. Are you following? So we'll be left with these 2. And so coming over to this, we do same. Watch. 5 square is 25. Sod 18 square. This square will clear off these square roots, so that you'll be left with 5 square, which is 25 times 18. And 25 times 18, as we say from here, is 450. So I have minus 450. I hope you took note of something in the denominator. This minus is maintained. Are you getting me right? It's a follow-on minus. All these signs, I use blue shade of marker to represent the follow-on signs in the Omaka's UDRL multiplication method of sort rationalization. Simplifying further, 452 plus 60 would give us 512 all over 2 minus 450 would give us minus 448. Now I'm looking at this, you can reduce this. 2 can divide the numerator, 2 can also divide the denominator, because of course they end with even number. And then observing this, 4 can divide both numerator and denominator, because the last 2 digits is divisible by 4. Since 4 and 2 can divide both the numerator and denominator, automatically 8 can divide this term. Are you getting me right? And that is what I'm going to use. If 8 divides this, we are going to get 64. And then 8 divides this 448 is going to produce minus 56. Okay, we can still reduce this further so that finally the problem given to us, 8 can still divide here, you get 8. 8 can divide 56 and it will produce 7, minus 7. Is that okay? You need a good knowledge of multiplication to be able to do division and then know about rules of divisibility. In conclusion, the problem given to us to simplify is equal to 8 over 7. The negative can be written here, it doesn't matter. Then going back to our option, the correct answer is option A. I hope you enjoyed the Omaka's UDRL multiplication method of sort rationalization. Please do well and subscribe to the GMAT 41's YouTube channel. Make your comments, like and share our videos, invite your friends to also subscribe to my YouTube channel at GMAT 41. I hope to see you in my next video lesson.